My name is Paul Olrance with Interview of Top Realtors. This week, I am super excited to be sitting down with Jay Friedman. He's a realtor out of the Sacramento Roseville area. When I first met Jay, I was absolutely blown away how he was able to not only handle our clients' needs, but how he was able to negotiate and get his clients an offer accepted at an incredible price. What I further found out about him is how many families he helps per year. I mean, you would never have known that he helped so many people with the level of detail that he was giving to the client that we were working on together with. So I'm so grateful that he agreed to sit down with us. Our goal with these, or my goal with these webinars, podcasts, or Zoom meetings is I want to reach out to realtors that have just either started their business or realtors that are frustrated, they don't know what to do, to hear from the best out there what they're doing to create great, sustainable businesses. So with that, I want to introduce Jay Friedman. Now, are you a coach? Did you mention that last time we were on the phone that you had coaching calls?
No. So I'm teaching the 100 Days to Greatness class right now to my team, which is a Brian Buffini's
Yeah,
class. So as a team lead, I am a coach.
yeah,
Anybody who is a team lead should be a coach.
right.
If they're not a coach, then why are they a team lead?
I agree.
They've got the wrong perspective, right?
Agree.
Because the reality is, if you got people looking up to you and they need help, then we need to be there to help them.
I always love to start with stats. I think my stats on you are incorrect, but I want to share that if you don't mind,
Sure.
because I'm the type of mentality that when I listen to people, I want to know they're doing what I'm doing, that
Okay.
I want to do. Like from loan officer perspective, there's a few loan officers that I follow. And the reason I follow them and listen to them more closely than others is because they're doing business even when other people are saying there's no business.
Right.
And so there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, there's no inventory, it's slow, it's this and that. I don't know, Jay, when I look at your numbers, they don't look too slow. I mean, they may not be where they were, but I have year to date, and I think this is low, 22 million. Over the last 12 months from a buyer's side, you did 26 transactions. You helped 26 families buy a home, and you helped 29 families sell a home. Is that close?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll tell you right now that last year I did 82 transactions.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
these
And
are way off.
this year so far, I've closed 40.
Okay. So these numbers are
And
probably cut in half.
they're a little low, but
Yeah.
that's a year and a half. I'm talking about a year and a half, right?
Okay.
Because I'm talking about 2022 and 23 to this point. And I don't keep track of the millions. And here's the reason why. A lot of people talk, like you just talked about 22 million in sales.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of that. You know why? Because those millions don't bring me more buyers and sellers. You keep track of the transactions. How many families did I help? Like you talked
Yeah.
about, how
Yep.
many? Because those are people that are talking about me.
Yeah.
Those are people that are going to refer me business. Those are the people that are going to be, there for me in the future.
Right.
But the millions aren't going to. They're just numbers.
And you wrote, I'm paraphrasing, to be successful, you need to be exceptional.
Right.
What does that mean to you? That is such a powerful statement.
Well, because the reality is that people have choices,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And so when they're buying or selling their home, I think there's 20,000 realtors in the Sacramento Valley. That's a lot of people that they could choose from.
Yes. It
So
is.
why do they want to choose from? Why do they want to work with me? Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the reality is hopefully they're going to find me, whether it be referral or online. I don't know. 90% of my business comes from referrals.
Wow, that's huge.
And so the reality is that if people get good service, then when their friends are talking about buying or selling a home, they're going to call this guy. You got to call this guy. You got
Yeah.
to call this guy. And when they hear that, and then they go online to see who is this guy, then they're going to see all this great stuff,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Because a referral gets you into their mind, but if they can't find out who you are, then you're nothing. In today's day and age, everything is online. They're going to look at your social media, so you better be professional and put together on there. And
Mm-hmm.
they're going to look you up on Google and
Mm-hmm.
see what the reviews are. They're going to look you up on Zillow. They can see how many homes you've sold. They can see where your sales are. It's all 100% real. It's out there. There is no secrets anymore.
Right.
It's just black and white. And
Mhm.
so it better be real, and now when I told you I did 82 deals last year, 4 or 5 of those were a referral
Mhm.
to out of state. And the
Mhm.
reality is I still consider those a deal because I'm still helping those people. But
Absolutely.
when you look me up on Zillow, it doesn't show up. Right. And I did like 2 new homes last year. New constructions don't show up on Zillow either.
They
So
do? I didn't know that.
yeah, not unless that builder has the home on the MLS,
Got you.
but a lot of them don't.
Hmm.
And so it doesn't show up on there. So, but the reality is that you've got to be amazing and you've got to be transparent and you got to be honest and you got to be available. If you're not any of those things or all those things, then there's a chance you could lose.
If they're not getting the results, you also have a quote here that says, failure is not an option.
So my first year, I'm licensed and I said, what do I
Yeah.
do now?
Yeah.
And my broker at the time, his name was Richard. Richard's
Uh-huh.
like, well, go do an open house. I'm like, okay,
Right.
whose? He's like, well, Judy needs to hold this house open this weekend. Go talk to her. Okay. So I went and talked to Judy and I held her house open that weekend. I ended up meeting a guy. It was like, holy cow, my first open house. And I met a guy, the one guy who walked through the door. And
Yeah.
I've done more than a dozen transactions with him and his family over the
No
years.
kidding. The first
Yeah.
guy.
First guy.
How about luck? That's
Yeah.
great.
Praise Jesus on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But seriously, my first year
Yeah.
in real estate was 2005.
Uh-huh.
And you may remember the market was still pretty good.
Yep.
And I did 10 deals first year.
That's
Well, what's
great.
the average realtor sell? 4 to 7 deals in a year. So I'm
Yeah.
already above average.
Yes.
Woohoo! First year,
Beautiful.
right?
Yeah.
And then I learned about the 100 Days to Greatness class from Brian Buffini.
Really?
And so I did that.
In
And
2005.
yep,
That's been around since 2005, the 100
yep,
Days to Greatness.
yep.
Okay.
Sure was. And so I did that. And coming from a marketing background, sales manager for a car magazine, my ultimate goal for real estate was I was going to have billboards, I was going to do this, I was going to do all this marketing stuff. And I learned about Buffini and I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
this is better because I am literally helping people that I know, like, and trust, and that people know, like, and trust me, and people that I meet, and you build relationships and you write note cards to tell people that it was great to see them and it was great to talk to them, and you send them business cards and you provide value and service and you be that person. And when somebody wants to paint their house, they call you. Who do I use to paint your house? I get a text this morning, hey, somebody spilled oil on my concrete, how do I get it cleaned? My clients reach out to me all kinds of stuff. Hey, I need to get this fence rebuilt, who do I call? Hey, I want to buy a new car, who do you recommend? What do you think about this brand? What do you think? Like, I get my clients reach out to me for all kinds of stuff. I have a client of mine who reached out to me because he's thinking about a career choice, not
Hmm.
because he's thinking about becoming a realtor, but he
Right.
wanted my input, kind of like his uncle.
Sure.
And I get,
Incredible.
when you do run business the way that I do, you get invited into people's lives
Yeah.
more than just a transaction. And it's
Yeah.
pretty special. It really is. My wife always says that the best part about what I do is I turn my clients into my friends.
Right. Great.
So first year, 10 deals, second year, 24. That was 2006. 2007, my son was born. My dad passed away.
Ooh.
My dog died. The real estate market was falling. The whole thing was just crazy. And
Yeah.
I went from 24 deals to 17. And that was hard because I was like, now I'm into it. 3 years done. I'm like, shoot, what do I do? Maybe I
Yeah.
should do something else. And
Yeah.
my uncle just stopped. He and I talked on the phone. He's like, Jay, stop having a pity party.
Yeah.
Go to work.
Go to
You
work.
love what you do. You're great at it.
Yeah.
Just go do it.
Yeah.
And so I ended up just kept going, and I ended up doing three flips that year, 2008. So I flipped 3 houses, and I did a total, including those 3 flips, I did 36 transactions that year.
Wow.
And then it's just been going up since. And then during COVID, my happy medium for transactions every year is between 70 and 80.
Right.
But then in 2020, I did 98. In 21, I did 96.
Mhm.
And like I said, last year I did 82. And I'm on path to do 70 to 80 this year. So
That's amazing. I
yeah,
mean, there's two things, if you don't mind, I would love to kind of dive into.
sure.
One, give you that 100 days to greatness, but you make it sound so easy, and what I'm trying to figure out is what your special sauce is. What, like, you get a lot, 90% of your buyers, or you're getting, or of your clients, are referrals. They're reaching out to you for referrals to roofer, to whoever it is. It's you I know you're a great guy because I've talked to you many, many times, but are you asking for referrals? How
Yeah.
do you have client appreciation? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What do you do to really bring them in?
So you're always asking for referrals. We don't work word of mouth.
Right.
Work by referrals. We work by asking for referrals. The whole saying, Brian Buffini's whole thing is, oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for referrals. Well, when you've been doing real estate as long as I have, I don't actually have to say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of implied. But
Right.
then, like, for instance, I was talking to one of my vendors the other day and I was just messing around with her and I'm like, hey, just got to ask you a question. She's like, what? And I'm like, if you knew anybody who wanted to buy or sell a house, who would you call? Well,
Yeah.
you, of course. Like, okay, perfect. You passed the test. Now let's set up this, because I had to get the HVAC serviced. So you just make sure people know that you work by referrals. We don't work word of mouth.
Right.
If you work word of mouth, what do? You
Mm,
wait.
yeah.
You just sit with your elbows on your knees and you just wait,
Yeah.
hoping that somebody's going to talk about you.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah.
Why would they talk about you if you don't give them reason to talk about you?
Okay.
So, being relevant, being on, I mean, if you look at my social media, people can see I'm very consistent. And sometimes I'm consistently just posting a picture of me at the gym in the morning.
Yeah. Saw that. Saw that.
Boring. It's me, the same pose, click, I'm here. But it's my accountability. The fact that I got up at
Yeah.
5 o'clock and I was at the gym at 5:30. I
Yeah.
took this picture to prove it. I'm here.
I got to tell you, so I did, I mean, I'm going to interview and I want to give it the best I can for you. So I did look and I noticed that. And one thing I've noticed, I was like, wow, he's very, very consistent, which says a lot about a person. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
So
I
my
noticed that.
business is the same.
Yeah.
So whether I have something scheduled or not, here I am. I'm at the office.
Yeah.
I start my day here and I end my day here, unless my appointments across town, then I'll just go home from there.
Right.
But I tell my clients also when I meet with my clients, look, here's my schedule. Okay. Monday through Thursday, I work from about 7:30 in the morning till whenever. And that
Mhm.
means if I need to meet with you in the evenings to go look at houses, or I need to meet with you in the evenings to take care of paperwork,
Yeah.
that's cool. Monday through Thursday, I'm happy to do it. Fridays, I work from 7:30 till 5, no appointments after 5 o'clock. Saturdays, I work from 7:30 till 4. I don't have appointments after 4. Sundays, I really work hard to keep that day off to spend time
Right.
with my family.
Yeah.
If I don't have anything scheduled and somebody needs to go see a house, then of course I'll meet
Right.
up with them and show them that house because I have nothing else going on anyways.
Right.
Um, but the reality is I run my business like a business. If
Right.
you have a job working for Wells Fargo and you have to be there from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, you have to be there.
You do. Right.
So I treat this business like a business. I don't treat it like a hobby
Right.
where I just wait for the phone to ring and then, oh man, I got to cancel this golf game because I got to go do this. Oh, this
Right.
person wants to see a house. I better stop working in the yard and go do this. Like,
Right.
this is what I do.
That's your business. No, I
It's
love
my
that.
business. It's a
Yeah.
business. And I have my assistant Haley here in the office from
Hmm.
9 till 3, Monday through Friday. She helps me with transactional paperwork and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
can be focused on doing, real estate tasks that
Yeah.
make the money instead of the things that cost me money because it's just time.
Right.
My
Right.
time is valuable. I don't want to be
It is.
doing that. And like today, I put up a post of a house that I'm going to be selling in Sacramento. I've got painters over there prepping the house. I got a electrician putting in new lighting. There's different guys doing different tasks. My client literally said, "Okay, meet me over at this store, MSI. We're going to buy the materials." And I said, "Okay, let's go. What do you
Hmm.
want to buy?" He's like, "It's your house, bro. You
Yeah.
choose." He's like, "You're the one who knows what you're doing." He's like, "I don't want to get in the way. So you choose the
Right.
tile, we're buying it. You choose the stone, we're buying it." I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, Nick? And he's like, "Yep, you know what you're doing. Just choose it. I'll pay for it." All
Yeah.
right. So it's like my clients
Mhm.
have faith in me that I'm going to do the best I can for them
Right.
and that I'm not going to screw it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out though what you do to allow them to have so much faith in you. I mean, I work with a lot of realtors, a lot of great realtors too, but a lot of them don't have that kind of connection with your buyers. So now I'm trying to grasp here to figure this out. How often are you communicating with them?
Not
And
enough.
not enough, and it's still not enough, huh?
So the only thing that's consistent is my mailings go out on the 15th. I'm sorry, the first of the month um, to my database, right? To my 200 top clients, basically, which isn't that many if you think about for how much business I do. Like, not everybody is in the A, B, or C category.
Right.
So on the first of the month, my mailings go out. The 15th of the month, everybody gets an email. It's just an email. Um, I call people throughout the day. I mean, anywhere between 30 and 50 phone calls throughout the day, different things. I try and call 5 to 10 clients that I haven't talked to in a while every day just to see what's going on. And it doesn't have to be real estate. That's the thing that people
Right.
forget is like you can just call them and ask them what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Like I called one of my clients this morning, haven't talked to him in a few months. I'm like, hey, George, just think about you. What are you up to? Give me a call.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, I was just thinking about you today because I know how much you go to Disneyland and I'm actually here with my family. We've been
That's
here for the
awesome.
last 3 days. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I told him like, well, I don't want to take any of your time. I'm like, you're there with your family, enjoy your girls. Let's
Yeah.
connect. Let's have lunch when you get back in town. And so he'll reach back out to me and we'll get together and we'll have lunch and we'll
Awesome.
chat for an hour or whatever. And that's it.
Yeah.
And the reality is he may or may not refer somebody to me,
Right.
but he will when
Yeah.
something arises. I know 100% that he will. He's referred
That's
lots of
awesome.
people to me over the years.
The fact that he was thinking about you at Disneyland. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a win. That's a
Yeah.
huge
It's because I post, right? I
yeah.
Disney,
Yeah. I love it.
so people, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like it that's the thing. Like when you treat your clients like they're friends, then
Yeah.
they are your friends.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and your friends always want you to be the best. They want you to do the best. They
Yeah.
want to be happy for you. You want to be happy for them. Like you want to share wins and successes with
Right.
your friends and your family, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
100%.
really special when your clients know that you are that person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's some people out there that watch me and they're just like you are like, what's he doing? Like, how's he doing all this? It's like, I don't freaking know. Jesus.
Well, yeah, well, yeah, I'm starting to narrow it down. If first of all, you're extremely consistent, right? You stick to your
Yep.
work hours. Right there, you're in the top 10%.
Yep.
Number two, you've been doing this, I haven't done the math, at 18 years. You do a lot of transactions. That usually gives people permission to stop calling and
Yeah.
they start doing other stuff where you're hitting 30 to 50 value phone calls a day.
Yep.
You held up your thank you cards. I
Yep.
know you're doing thank you cards. You have a mailer that goes out to your top 200 clients, and you do a email once on the 15th to everybody just to let them know what you're up to.
Yep.
That's a good formula right there. We're
Yep.
getting close. We're getting close.
Yep.
And you ask for referrals.
And here's the craziest thing,
Yeah.
and this is going to shock the heck out of you.
All right, let's do it.
Just watch out.
All right.
It's not brain surgery.
No, it's not.
I mean, everybody's parents teaches them when they're young to
Yeah.
write thank you cards for Christmas
Yep.
gifts.
Mm-hmm.
But how many people actually do it after their parents stop making them do it?
Totally.
I know I did.
Yeah.
I stopped. But
Yeah.
when I went through Buffini's 100 Days of Greatness, I was like, holy cow, this is freaking genius. Why wouldn't I do this?
Yeah.
This is exactly it. This is how I want to work.
Right. Right. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I think a lot
Now,
of people like with me with the thank you cards I had to overcome was my handwriting's really sloppy and you know and then
so
what I did go
I
ahead.
just told you about talking to George while he's at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Look at that chicken scratch.
Oh, it's beautiful. Like there you go. I love how you write your friend too, which I know you mean that. That's
It's
great.
dude, don't overthink it, guys,
Yeah.
girls. Seriously,
Yeah.
so many people get in their own way.
Yeah.
You don't have to overthink it. Don't think about, oh, my handwriting's too sloppy. Honestly, if he can't read it, all that matters is he's going to open it, and my business card's going to be in there, two of
Yep.
them, one for
Yep.
him to keep and one for him to give away.
Yep.
They're going to fall out of the envelope, and he's going to know it's me. If he can't read what's on there, it doesn't matter because he's still going to know it came from me.
Yep. That's awesome. What to give away.
He'll be able to read it.
Now, a part of your other daily routines, am I missing anything? my little analysis of you, which is wonderful. Oh, lunches. How many lunches are you doing per week? Just approximate.
Well, I eat every day.
With people. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Great point.
um, it really varies depending on the week.
Hmm.
I went to lunch with my handyman Scott yesterday. I tried to take another realtor to lunch for her birthday
Yeah,
today, but she was booked, so I'm going to take her to lunch next week.
that's great.
Um, I'm going to go to lunch with George when he gets back from. So one or two a week.
That's great.
I
Okay.
don't eat out or entertain every meal,
Right.
and it doesn't have to be a client either. Like I said, I'm gonna I'm taking another realtor to lunch.
Right.
The reality is relationships
Right.
and filling yourself with happiness and good stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, surround yourself with four people. I just saw this thing on Instagram the other day and it's pretty I I perfect. I mean, the best way to say it. If you surround yourself with four millionaires, you'll become or three millionaires, you'll be the fourth.
Yeah.
If you surround yourself with three assholes, you'll be the fourth,
You'll be the
right? I
fourth.
mean, it goes
Yeah.
on and on and on. But the truth is we
Yeah.
are a product of our environment,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if you're putting a bunch of garbage into your body, you're thinking about a bunch of garbage in your brain, then
Right.
what's going to come out is a bunch of garbage too.
Right.
And it's really easy to put a bunch of garbage into our bodies nowadays.
Oh,
It
it's
really
so
is.
it's so
Between food and knowledge, there's a lot
yeah.
of crap out there. So
Yeah.
just you've got to be careful of what you're putting in because you want to make sure that you're only putting good stuff out.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I can tell you as I get older, what I eat, what I read, everything matters. That
Yeah.
is a fact. Before let's talk about the 100 days to greatness. I've never heard of it, believe it or not. And I'm really
Really?
excited to get the gist of it, if you don't mind. And this is the tool, by the way, I'd really love to give people.
So Brian Buffini is a
Yep.
world-renowned coach.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
He
Hmm.
started as a realtor, and basically his job as a coach is to teach people how to be successful. The
Hmm.
average realtor in America makes $38,000 a year. That's it.
Hmm.
And that's before they have to pay their fees,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? That's
Yeah.
a GCI, gross commission income. A Buffini's average realtor makes over $400,000 a year.
Kidding.
That's a significant difference, right?
Yeah.
So, and basically the 100 days is to get it to become part of your normal routine, to make your
Right.
calls, make your pop by, stop by and see your clients, set up your meals, set up your meetings, you know, write your note cards,
Right.
three a day. Like
Right.
seriously, that's all they say you should do is three a day. I do five. Um, but the thing is like if you do five note cards a day and you're working 20 hours or 20 days a month, I mean, that's 100 cards going
Right.
out.
Right.
That's 100 people who are going to be like, oh, Jay,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the cards are super simple, like middle of summer. I know that this client has a pool in the backyard, and I'll literally just write on there, stop reading the mail, go jump in the pool and cool off. Have a great day.
Awesome.
Simple.
So some of these cards are just random, right, to
Yeah.
your database.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be
Mm,
overthought. So it's just, and the
mm.
same with the Popeyes. Like, there's so many different things you could do for Popeyes to stop
Oh,
by
boy.
and just see
Yeah.
people. And
Yeah.
I tend to do plot buys. So honestly, I don't implement everything.
Hmm.
I should. I know that I'd be even that much more successful if I did, but I tend to do plot buys. Means if
Popeye.
I go
Okay.
knock on a door and I want to see what's up, I'll end up being there too long. I have
Right.
trouble just stopping by, giving them a little gift or a little, item of value and then taking off. I tend to
Yeah.
stick too long. But maybe if I talk to people every 2 weeks or a month, then it wouldn't talk so much.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Right.
so. And one of my team members the other day is like, man, I was just on the phone with them for 20 minutes. And I'm like, that's good.
Yeah.
It's like, that's 20 minutes. Dude, 20-minute conversation with a close friend is very important. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. You know what that means? What? They like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you call somebody and you talk to them for 15, 20 minutes, it's not because they don't want to, it's
Right.
because they want to.
Right.
And a lot of people feel like, well, that's just a waste of time. No, it's not. You're feeding into your relationship.
Yeah.
You're feeding into your love for them and their love for you, right? These are all things that are good, and it may or may not turn into business, but not every phone call needs to be thinking about business.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of pouring out love and being caring for people. And
Exactly.
eventually it turns into business.
Yeah. I appreciate that because that's probably one of my weaknesses is, as a when I first started doing loans, I it was all about calling.
Yeah.
And so it's just about how many dials you can get in, really focusing on the wrong metrics, the
Right.
number of dials. And so
And
when I finally get somebody, I would rush them off the phone. And I still have that habit.
yeah.
And I'm trying so hard not to end the conversation to allow them to. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. If they
Yeah.
want to spend time talking to you, then that's a good thing. Let
Yeah,
them talk, because all they're going
totally.
to do is remember you that much more the
Yeah.
more time you get with them. And that's why do people say you should break bread?
Yeah.
Because you're building relationships. Well, if you can
Yeah.
build relationships on the phone without
Totally.
having to spend money on food,
That's a win.
keeping your calories down and you're keeping your pocketbook thicker, that's a
Yeah.
win,
That is. That's a
right?
huge win.
So
That's
that's a
great.
good thing. Um, so yeah, so that basic in a nutshell, and then client appreciation parties, getting together with your clients, whether it be over something simple like doing a happy hour. I've done bowling nights, I've done you know, Lucille's barbecue for the it's I don't do it. I've done photo like family portraits at my house. Like we basically invited people to my house. I had a professional photographer there to take pictures for their Christmas cards.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for this fall.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I were talking about the other day. I haven't figured it out
I'm gonna
yet.
do family portraits. I appreciate that idea. That's great.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool. And
Yeah.
and the thing is another thing, like this last one we did, I think I only had like 35 families show up, and I was a little bit disheartened by it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just had to think about it. It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you have 300 families or 35. The point is 300 knew they were invited.
Yes.
The fact that they weren't willing to take you up on it or weren't available to because they already had plans, they had a football game or a soccer game, or
Yeah.
Aunt June is in town, or they're traveling or whatever. I mean, the point is they know they were invited.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters.
Absolutely. That's perfect. That's a
So
great contact. I always tell people that, the point of the event isn't always the event. It's what leads up to it and then what transpires after it. And being able to invite your clients and just having a great conversation, inviting them somewhere, it's a total different conversation. I love
right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. So answer your phone when people call you. If there's not a response, you don't recognize the number, answer it anyways, because it's chances are it's a client, a
Yeah.
potential client. And if there's not a response within a second or second and a half, hang up,
Yeah.
because it's just somebody
It's some
dialing for
telemarketing,
dollars,
totally.
just like the people who dial for dollars. So, I mean, it's like if you have to say hello, hello, hello a few times, then there's nobody
I'm
really
done.
there. They're just using like Mojo Dialer or something. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Those automated ones. Hey,
Mhm.
so about the greatness though, 100 days to greatness, is that you meet once a week?
Yeah.
Do they have a tracker that they have to fill out? I mean, what are the metrics people have to meet each week?
So Buffini has it all laid down for us,
Hmm.
and it's literally um, so the first week, I can't go through the whole thing,
Sure.
but basically there's a book and it's set up with videos. Buffini's talking um, on videos, and then you discuss the videos, and then I do life experiences talks as well, talking about, okay, based on this is that, and just kind of that kind of stuff. So I have 11 team members that are doing the class right now with me, and
Hmm.
it's great. And I mean, I'm getting awesome feedback. Like for instance, one of my team members this morning, um, I made my calls today. I was super nervous, sweating like a horse, but it was really awesome. People were so glad to hear from me. I'm so glad to be on this team. You guys are a huge support system for me.
Yeah, that's huge. Isn't that the greatest feeling as a leader that when you see somebody that's really scared to do it and they do it and they get a positive experience?
And then another one of my client or one of my team members was holding one of my houses open, and one of the neighbors is a client of mine.
Hmm.
Uh, your client Janet came by the open house. She said she's planning on selling in about 6 months. She has lots of good things to say about you. She was very impressed with the handwritten notes and the Buffini stuff you mail to her each month. She even mentioned how she loves getting the pastry each holiday, because on Thanksgiving I'll send out bundt cakes to
There
my
you go.
clients who I've either done business with or referred me business throughout the year.
Wonderful.
It's just, and I don't, that's just something that I do. I find it fun. I do it Thanksgiving time, not Christmas, because everybody's overwhelmed with Christmas stuff.
Now, do you
But
deliver them, or do you have it? Is it automatically delivered? One cake. Okay.
yeah, it'd take me too long to deliver all those. So
So if I had to summarize Jay, you follow you follow Buffini, which you know that success leaves clues, and you're smart enough to follow it to the nail. Maybe you mentioned maybe a few other things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right. You're very disciplined. You make your calls, your thank you cards. You stick to your schedule, and now you're coaching to your team the 100 days of greatness for Buffini. On that, can like someone like me buy the 100 days to greatness and teach it to realtors and create a class for them?
so you
How
have
that
to
work?
contact Buffini and Company.
Yeah.
You have to go through their little training class to be able to teach it. And then I don't know if you have to go through it first yourself,
Right.
or you just have to take the little class that they do to be able to be a mentor for them. I don't remember.
You're
It's
telling
like
me somebody that can a system that can create what is it, 30 about 20 times the average income?
Mhm.
I'd follow it.
Well, and the craziest thing is people don't do it.
Yeah. No.
And that's why it's like, dude, this is so simple. Like, why are you not doing this?
Right.
You know, people are talking about how they're not getting any business, how the phones aren't ringing, how they got nothing, but they're
Yeah.
not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? No,
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you that I'm absolutely crushing it this year. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I've closed 40 deals so far. In my mind, I should be closer to 50.
Right.
But the real estate market's not just turning right now. I mean, it's not. I mean, you got to work for it. You
There's
know, the
all
phones, it's, I mean, it is what it is.
it is.
But
Learn
we're
doing it.
so good.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it just takes the time. You got to
Yeah.
take the time. You got to invest the time. This is the one thing I tell my team all the time. We don't sell toasters. If you wake up in the morning and your toaster doesn't work, you can't make your bread, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Target, you're going to buy a toaster. It's a very impulse item. You need it, you go buy it.
Right.
People don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to go buy a house today.
Yeah.
No, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of preparation. You may meet somebody and they don't buy anything or sell anything for a couple of years. You may meet somebody and they may not buy anything forever. But I'll tell you one thing I also tell all my clients that refers me somebody, that every referral is amazing. Not every referral turns into business, but anybody that they're willing to trust me to help is
Mhm.
such a blessing, and it means the world to me. And I tell them that,
Mhm.
because, and I mean that truly, because not everybody is going to buy or sell something, but the fact that they trusted me to buy or sell something to help their family or their friend or whatever, that means all the world to me, right?
Yeah.
And the reality is that if you actually are trusting in me to help your family members, that's all that matters to me.
Beautiful.
So it's pretty awesome. And I don't know.
Awesome, Jane. I would like to end it. What I love, the thing you wrote is enjoy this great gift called life. I don't know if you've
Yep.
noticed this, but you use the word blessed a lot.
Yeah.
And I can tell that comes from your heart. And I can
Yeah.
it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you and just learning about you. And it's really inspiring that someone with your expert, your experience, how well you're doing, you're still strong at the basics. And it shows, man. I really appreciate it. I
Thanks.
hope everybody learns from you on this
Awesome.
conversation.
I hope so. I hope so. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting me on, Paul. It's a
absolutely.
pleasure. And if anybody has any questions, I mean, share my number. I'm happy to talk.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you if that's okay, because I know there's a
Yeah.
lot of realtors out there, especially in your area, that are starving for great leaders.
Yeah.
And they
Sure.
would love, I'm sure they would love to reach out to you. I would if I was
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Happy to help.
Right on, Jay. I appreciate it, man.
All
Thank you.
right,
Big time.
bud. Thanks so much.
Thanks
Okay.
for
Have a
everything,
good
Jay.
day.